Thank you so much, Drea. That was wonderful. Our final reader this afternoon is Ginny Wiehardt. Her chapbook Migration won the 2016 Gold Line Press Poetry Chapbook Contest. Her poetry has appeared in literary journals including Borderlands Texas Poetry Review, Bellingham Review, Southern Humanities Review, Spoon River Poetry Review, and Willow Springs. She holds an MFA in poetry from the Michener Center for Writers and has been awarded residencies at Hedgebrook and Jentel. Originally from Texas, she now lives in New York with her family.
Well, thank you all for being here today. And thank you, Malvern Books, for hosting the reading, and in general for just being so supportive of poetry. And like very few bookstores carry chapbooks, so it's really cool to find a bookstore that's just such a good champion of poetry and independent books. And it was a great honor to read with Julie and Drea. I'm going to read from Migration. And Migration kind of very, very roughly traces an arc from Texas, from kind of childhood and family to New York, where I live now, and new motherhood. So I'm going to start with some Texas poems. This is The Clan. With us breathes something no one else can hear, that comes of smelling each other's smells, of smelling like each other. This is what we know. Incense turned to earth, wet limestone in August. We taste the same wine, but it tastes different on our several tongues. How we savor the ways we estrange each other. How we savor the ways we work each other in again. This is Shotgun House. All the time I lived in that house, the kitchen table never did listen to the knife blade. I let my watch fall into the same glass bowl every day, but it never helped. We tried not to break the good dishes, and yet we did, again and again. While Mother was pickling okra or stringing beef along a wire in the yard. I got down into the hills to get away from it. I lived in the horizon. I counted to 10. In the silence, I could hear the knife blade on the table. The crawfish boil always left us salty, especially sucking out the brains. When the wind blew right, I could hear someone plucking my name on his mandolin. Parting the mesquite trees, counting the salamander, I was dreaming a home place. Fortune teller said another year would find me quieter. I would know less and be wiser. We booked it for hope, anxious about bobcats and rattlers, but there was nothing like cool water from a fissure, the taste of something that would keep. Lightning bolts, gullies, and droughts. Some things have to break to get their goodness. So I'm going to read a lot of these poems set in Texas started after my mom's death. And so I started with a series of elegiac poems and then started writing about family and family history. And a lot of those early poems I feel like are still in here, but only one of the actual elegies made it in. But I'm going to read that one now. It's called Not Done Yet. Dry eyes, how I wanted a rainy day. We got sun instead, some clouds, my heels sticking in the sod. There was a notice in the wrong paper, turf but no tombstone. I wasn't pretty enough for the occasion. I had nothing to say. When the sky turns in on itself, how much can we endure? I wrong myself with what can't be undone. The pottery I've chipped, the yarn I've unfurled, her matchstick arms, her faded dress. With my life, she could have lived forever. Dew on our faces, watercolor world running away. I could split my fingers on light. The magician makes a balloon animal virus, and we applaud. Disappointments gather round. I need a show of hands. But it's evening, time to go in and gather stones for her arrival. I'm going to read the title poem. It's called Migration. Girl only needs a certain amount of learning, a certain amount of world. And there I was, peeling oranges and eating them whole. It was juicy and ladylike. Vice was what I had, they were sure of it. I was an unthreaded needle, sharp and longing to be lost, a pelican in an empty bill season. My accent was wrong, so I folded up like a bat. But even in a stoop, they caught me in my most miserable clothes. There was no denying the things I knew. Cities crooned to me from the highway, 7 sisters plotted in the sky. I wanted to be a web of lightning, not a light bulb. Nothing could have kept me there, not the blackberry bramble of my mother's voice, nor my grandmother's plaster eggs. I made the sign again and again, in darkness and light. What good did it do? Somewhere, geese were tearing away, honking to the others, keep up. So I'm going to read I have a poem set in Austin, and I lived here for 10 years, and still think of it as home in a way, even though it has changed a lot, but there's still weird in some ways. It's Texas Boys in Drag, and thanks again. I have people here came in from Dallas, and a lot of people from different times in my past, so it's just really nice to be here doing a reading in Texas. Texas Boys in Drag. Texas boys in drag walk fast, wear wide skirts for running, say ma'am to the woman who sells them cigarettes, and stop in their walk downtown for 2 college girls with a flat. Texas boys jack up the car the way their daddies taught them, wipe thoughtless hands on secondhand club clothes. Where they go, dirt doesn't show, and strobe lights sequin them in beauty. But how long a walk, past neon cowboy boot, old vaudeville hall, knuckles cracked outside a frat boy saloon. How long a walk through a loaded town for Texas boys in heels. I'll read a couple poems in New York. This one is called Gramercy, and it's kind of set outside of Gramercy Park, which well, probably all know this, but it's it's a gated park, so you have to have a key to get in. And I used to work near there, so I would take my lunch and kind of look in at this beautiful park and think about how I might someday get in there. It's called Gramercy. Rich man, loan me the keys to your park. You can see that it wants me. Gardenias smile, and the branches of the yew trees tremble with hope as I walk by. On the day that I fit through the bars of your fence, fragments will find each other, ends will meet. Grieving will release the bereaved. In spring, the grizzled men say yowza when they like the look of a passing girl. That will be the whole world with me, yowza. How did the ship get into the bottle? In that camel, the needle's eye. I don't intend to stay. Rich man, loan me the keys. Some mysteries were born to be revealed. I have certain opportunities, and I mean to squander them all. This is Neon. He comes from a state of porch light on snow, a place of forgetting. His fingers are long and knotted like twigs, his palms soft as a boy's, but on each fingertip, a tear-sized callus apologizes for wanting me. Each moment his hand makes its way up my thigh erases the moment that came before. Mornings rise lonely in Brooklyn, and we can excuse ourselves for anything that happens in this red-orange glow. The buildings hardly notice the moon slipping away from them. They thought such a white thing would be pure. They do not have to try to forget. They are already forgetting because they sleep. And in sleep, we are losing things all the time. Like tonight, his gloves laced with purple paint, the story he told about lettuce and cars, and because things leave us in threes, the rabbit skin scarf I touched with my fingers when the doors of the subway opened for the last time. So this poem is called Seeking My Fortune on St. Andrew's Eve. Needs just a little bit of kind of explanation. So St. Andrew's Eve is a fortune-telling holiday in Poland, and there are 2 rituals that are described in the poem. And one of them is you make a wish, and then you take a shot of this vodka, this special vodka, and that's supposed to make your wish come true. And then the other one is It's supposed to be an old maid, but a woman will take a bowl of ice water, and then she pours wax into the water, and the wax congeals, and then she'll read the shape of the wax. So like she's looking at it, and then she'll also kind of use it to project, like a candle projects shadows, and look at the shape of the shadows and the wax. So I've had it done twice, and the first one, like a lot of people get hearts. And so it's like, oh, you're gonna have new love in your life. And then the second time I got Argentina, which the craziest thing was it ended up being true. 2 months later, my boss was like, so there's this conference in Argentina. So there might be something to it. Seeking my fortune on St. Andrew's Eve. What does the old maid see with her fire and her white wax, her bowl of ice cold water? Does the wax make a heart, a baby, a coin? What if a wax makes Spain? What if I cough before I seal my wish with a shot of vodka infused with grass from the Polish plain? What if I have no wish? What if 10 years from now I know my wish and I have no vodka and the wish is not for Spain? What if the wax makes no shape or makes the shape of a Y or an X? What if she says not that key, get some other thing and I have no other thing? Because the key is dread and I keep getting the heart when I want the lantern and the baby and another letter's intoxicating squiggle. Old maid, I will be out plucking grass for vodka. I will be catching babies swimming in the grass. I will spin till sky knocks me flat and lie bruised with desire. When the candles burn away and shadows take the room, what flicker keeps us seeking bits of wax in the dark? So I'm going to close with 2 poems about motherhood. And the first one's called Kaleidoscope. I changed the channel on the woman who claimed to be dreaming her baby's dreams. But that night, when I saw water streaming round reeds and cattails, felt it massage my ankles, quick as from recent rain, the thought flickered, was my baby a heron in a past life? And for a moment that afternoon at daycare, I wasn't sure he was mine. His face was chubbier, his expression knew this old sock smell. I paused with him in the hall, making sure I had the right toe-headed boy. Later still, when he said mama for the first time, I thought dizzily, yes, I should get his mom. A shift of colored glass, and I'm a heron, a judge in Baton Rouge, a boy in Tokyo learning to read. How do any of us keep up with ourselves? On our way to the rink-turned wading pool, I passed the stream where snapping turtles scarred the bank to lay her eggs. The 100-year-old tree, leaves like weathered copper, and the pavilion where homeless men slept it off. A great gray bird flapped across the lull water. A girl yelled at her boyfriend, palms upright, just the gesture I knew. Take me, give to me, make me right. She was feather light, time to find grace. In the wide wading pool, we took our place. Madonna was singing a song I remembered skating to. She was keeping her baby, while kids leaped over spurts of water, and moms and nannies sat back in shade. My child moved slowly while I gripped his waist. He was studying water, depth perception, surface tension, learning how hard to push to reach pebbles set in cement. Here was something for us to dream about that hot night, not as herons, but ourselves, reaching through water to stones we can't pick up, no matter our pinch or grip. Pretty when wet, but drawing to dullness, they wound up in the best place for this longest incarnation, set to glisten all summer long, grazed by curious hands. And I'm going to close with 4th trimester. In the mornings, we watched the neighbors go off to work, coffee steaming in their hands. Then we perambulated past sleeping gardens, fountains banked with snow, hydrangeas shivering with dried up petals. Shop girls gave me lollipops as though I had become a child, but I was carrying one pressed to my chest, my hairless Joey. My brain cells were dying in the usual way, but sleep wasn't coming to sweep them out. So when grandmothers checked for his hat or spoke of his size, I had no defense. The train roared on. What was the name of the station and the saint who tore out her eyes? The one we almost named him for. All night we made floorboard music in our 3 rooms. The nurse said my uterus was descending, but she meant deflating like a winged basketball. Baby dreamt of milk, practiced kicking. The doctor said his irises would darken. Of this planet, all he knew was black and white, hairlines, eyes. I thought often of Antarctica, those blue layers shielding mountains. In that long present before the spell breaks, we can't know what waits inside. Thank you.